Hi students, today I am going to explain you about functional group identification of organic compounds. This lecture will be basically useful for doing the practicals. Of course, the theory component of this will also be useful for NEET examination. Okay. So, whenever a compound is given, what actually to be done? Okay. So, the first step is you have to observe the physical state, whether the given compound is a solid or a liquid. So, you have to note that point number 1. Next, you have to go for ignition test. So, with the help of ignition test, you can identify whether the given compound is aromatic or aliphatic. So, what you have to do? You will take a burner, in the spatula you will take the compound and that is ignited. Okay. So, when you ignite, if you get a sooty flame as shown, okay, it is aromatic compound. In case if the compound burns without soot, that is a non-sooty flame, you can observe here, okay, the compound you have taken, again it is ignited, the compound is burning, but there is no sooty flame. Therefore, the compound is aliphatic compound. Next, we have to go for solubility. See here, what is solubility you have to understand first of all, right. So, in the solubility test, with the help of water, I will give you some clarity regarding what do you mean by solubility and what do you mean by not soluble, okay, or insoluble, right. So, here you have taken a test tube. What is meant by solubility I am explaining you. So, you have taken a test tube in which you are filling up with organic compound and you are adding water. Then what happens? The compound is soluble, you will get a very clear solution like this. In case if the compound is not soluble, what happens? Again you take a test tube, fill up with compound, add water, okay. Then you observe what happens. You will get 2 layers like this, indicating that the compound is insoluble. So, based on whether the solubility, whether the compound is soluble or not soluble, okay, you are going to find out the classes of compounds. So, the solubility table will be very useful to you to find out to what class of compound the given compound belongs to. Okay. Now, here you have different reagents and we have different class of compounds. For example, alcohol, it is soluble in water, but insoluble in bicarbonate, sodium hydroxide, HCl, of course, ether soluble. Similarly, aldehydes and ketones, these are neutral compounds, soluble in water, usually lower aldehydes and ketones are soluble in water, higher aldehydes ketones are not soluble, okay, and these are not soluble in acidic or basic reagents, of course, they are soluble in ether. These are the neutral compounds. And if you take basic compound, that is amines, lower amines are water soluble, because the basic not soluble in the base, both the bases it is not soluble, but soluble in acid and also in ether. Next, phenolic compounds, these are mild acidic, more acidic than alcohols. So, soluble in water, but not in bicarbonate. Of course, they are soluble in the sodium hydroxide and not in HCl, and of course, they are ether soluble. And finally, carboxylic acids, strong acids, soluble in water, weak base, moderately strong base, of course, this is acid. So, not soluble in acid, okay, and soluble in ether. So, with the help of solubility table, you will be able to identify to what class of compound belong. That is, acidic compounds are soluble in bases, basic compounds are soluble in acids. Neutral, they are soluble, lower ones are soluble in water and of course, also in the ether. Okay. Now, we shall proceed for identifying the functional groups of different categories. Alcohols if you take, okay, there are basically 2 tests. In the first test, what we do is, you take a compound and we will add little glacial acetic acid and also little of concentrated sulfuric acid, we will warm them and pour in a beaker containing sodium bicarbonate. Then a fruity smell of ester we can observe, that indicates that this may be an alcoholic compound. Then what you do for confirmation, small amount of organic compound is taken in a test tube, to that you will add iodine solution and also dilute sodium hydroxide, and this is heated slowly. Then the brown color of iodine will be discharged, you will get yellow crystals start separating out, yellow crystals of iodoform start separating out, and you can confirm the either the given alcohol may be ethyl alcohol or 2-hydroxy compound. Okay. Next, you have phenolic functional group, okay, may not be phenol, it is a phenolic compound, may contain chlorophenol, nitrophenol like that. Okay. So, here the test is, first test is test with a neutral ferric chloride. So, you take little amount of given compound and add little neutral ferric chloride solution to that, and you will get either green or violet color is observed. So, we can say that the given compound may be phenolic in nature. Next, for the confirmation test, we will carry out Lieberman test. What we do here? We will take the crystals of sodium nitrite in a dry test tube. To that we will add compound and also little concentrated sulfuric acid, and we heat it. Then a deep green or blue color develops within 2 minutes, and on warming the water will turn red. So, phenol will be confirmed. Okay. So, the next one we have carboxylic acids, strong acids. So, in the first test, okay, what you do is take little amount of compound and add ferric chloride solution, you will get a flesh colored precipitate, you can observe that indicates probably the carboxylic acid group may be present in the given compound. Then for confirmation, what the test we did for alcohol, same test we did, that is to the carboxylic acid, you add little ethyl alcohol, few drops of sulfuric acid, warm it, then you will get a fruity smell of ester. So, you can say that the given compound is a carboxylic acid. The next one is the, dear students, aldehydes and ketones, that is carbonyl compounds, when they treated with 2,4-dinitrophenylhydrazine, okay, they give red or orange or yellow colored precipitates. Okay. So, here you have taken the carbonyl compound, added 2,4-dinitrophenylhydrazine and heated, you get orange or yellow color precipitate, probably that may be either aldehyde or ketone. Now, to confirm whether the given compound is aldehyde or ketone, actually we have to go for the some other confirmation test. So, here test with Schiff's reagent, 2 drops of given compound plus 2 drops of Schiff's reagent. Okay, when you do that, so the pink color of the Schiff's reagent will be restored. So, that will confirm aldehyde, ketones will not give this test. Similarly, we can also carry out tolerance test. So, 1 or 2 drops of given compound plus tolerance reagent, both are heated in a water bath. Okay. Appearance of silver mirror onto the inner walls of the test tube, that is metallic silver will be deposited on the inner walls of the test tube. It is called as silver mirror test. The test is positive for aldehydes, negative for ketones. Next, the last category of compounds, amines. These are basic compounds. Okay. We have 2 tests for this. The test one is, here we convert the given amine to a diazonium compound. How do you do that? The given compound amine is dissolved in dilute HCl at 0 to 5 degrees centigrade. In another test tube, sodium nitrite is dissolved in water. This is also done at 0 to 5 degrees centigrade. Both are mixed. We will generate a diazonium salt. To that, beta naphthalene is added. As a result, a red dye is obtained. So, the compound may be amine. The next test is carbylamine test. So, here the amine is taken, to that we will add 2 to 3 drops of chloroform plus KOH, alcoholic KOH, and on heating we get isocyanide with a very bad smell. This will confirm that is aniline, that is aromatic primary amine will be confirmed. Okay. So, like this we can find out the different functional groups given in the organic compound can be found out. Thank you.